Surprise may tickle your intellect when you learn that only 57% of the global population has access to the internet. That's right, in our increasingly digital world, nearly half of humanity remains offline. This staggering fact is directly related to Sustainable Development Goal 9, or SDG9, which is all about building resilient infrastructure, promoting inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and fostering innovation. In the world today, the gap between the technological haves and have-nots is growing wider. In low-income countries, less than 2 in 10 people have internet access. That's a far cry from high-income countries where 9 out of 10 people are online. This digital divide is a stark reminder of the inequalities that persist in our global society. But SDG9 is not just about digital infrastructure. It's also about physical infrastructure: roads, bridges, ports, water supply, electricity, and more. These are the arteries of an economy, essential for growth and social development. Yet, as it stands, an estimated 1 billion people live without electricity, and almost 4 billion people lack access to basic sanitation services. Industrialization is another key aspect of SDG9. It's a primary driver of economic growth and job creation, lifting millions out of poverty. However, the industrial sector's contribution to gross domestic product, GDP, is below 15% in most least developed countries. This is a far cry from the 30% seen in developed countries. Innovation, the third pillar of SDG9, is what pushes societies forward. It's the engine that drives economic growth and helps solve our most pressing challenges. Yet, research and development spending is less than 1% of GDP in many developing countries, compared to 2 to 3% in developed countries. So, where do we go from here? The task ahead is monumental but not insurmountable. Each one of us holds a piece of the puzzle. Governments, businesses, and individuals all have a role to play. Governments can invest in infrastructure, foster a conducive environment for innovation, and promote sustainable and inclusive industrialization. Businesses can adopt sustainable practices, innovate, and create jobs. And individuals? Well, we can make conscious choices, support businesses that prioritize sustainability, use technology responsibly, and advocate for equitable policies. In essence, it's about creating a world where everyone, regardless of where they live, has access to the opportunities created by modern infrastructure, industrialization, and innovation. A world where no one is left behind. Achieving SDG9 requires collective action. It requires us to think globally and act locally. It's time to roll up our sleeves and get to work, because together we can build a more inclusive, sustainable, and resilient world.